Okay. So, what was your original intention? Were you successful?
Okay, our original intention was to portray gay couples just walking around the Malacode, just doing things kind of regular couples did, and it was to see how the general public and the people in the Malacode really reacted to that.
And were you successful?
Nobody did anything. So, I mean, that was my personal original intention with this. I really didn't want anybody to freak out to kind of prove to me that we live in a good society, a very open society. So I'm okay with gay people walking around. So in that sense, yeah, I was successful. But I mean, if you personally wanted a massive reaction, like some random skinhead guy coming up and like spewing his Nazi propaganda and thumping the Bible and sort of trying to beat us up, yeah, then no, that didn't work. There's no reaction in that sense of film.
Okay. How did you adjust or revise your work, and what made you do that? How did it develop the work?
Originally we had like a bunch of ideas that we wanted to do. Like, I think originally we wanted to have like some people dress up as different religions and kind of run around with each other, like a Buddhist guy and bishop, yeah, like priest, and a guy from like Islamic Caliph walking around. But then we decided we didn't want to do that. We just decided to go with the gay couple because it was the most standout. People would know that you're not joking. They would take you more seriously if you're walking around just like a regular gay couple. And you get probably more serious responses from the people, like how they actually thought about this thing. If they're doing that. And what was the question?
You read it? Or?
Yeah, please.
How did you adjust or revise your work, and what made you do that? How did it develop the work?
Okay, yeah, well, like I said before, it just was easier. You could get better responses, things like that. So the same question.
How did being in this role affect you? How did audience reactions affect you? Did you understand the impact you might make before you went?
Okay, so in terms of how did this affect me, I learned that while I'm okay with homosexuality and being gay guys getting married and lesbians and all that, I'm not okay with portraying myself as a gay person. I really am not okay with that. I don't know why. I'm just not. So does that make me homophobic? I hope not. But that really showed something about me. I was like, oh, well, all of a sudden when it comes down to pretending to be gay, I'm really not okay with that, even though I'm okay with gay people. So, I don't know, I'm confused at the moment.
How did the audience reactions affect you?
The audience reactions affected me proved that we live in too liberal of society. We need to bring back the 1950s when there were no gay people. Gay people are new. They've been made up. Satan has created them now. It just proved that we live in a nice society, a very open, liberal society, just like how it should be. I mean, who cares if somebody is gay? I mean, it's not a big deal, and that's good that they didn't say anything. And even if they did have any thoughts, they kept it to themselves. They didn't come up and say anything to us. Like I said, there were no skinheads coming up and thumping the Bible trying to beat us up. That's good.
What is the value of not getting a response? What does this tell you about your audience?
Like I said, we live in too liberal a society. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. There was a very high value in the sense that we didn't get a response. Because, as I've said before, I'm kind of rambling at this point. We live in a good society,
right? In what ways does this activity relate to the part of our mission, creating socially responsible solutions? How do you know this?
Well, socially responsible solutions. In the sense of socially responsible solutions, this activity really helped us because we weren't really like in your face, obnoxious, portraying stereotypes. It was really just like a normal couple walking around, holding hands, like hugging, taking pictures together, and we were just portraying like a regular couple just to see how people would react to these gay couples just being themselves, doing their own thing. So.
What parts of the learner profile did you exhibit in this work, this plan?
Well, in terms of invisible theater, there's a very innate risk-taker portion of it. So you're going out in public, you're portraying something that you know very well somebody might react negatively to, like that guy who got chased by all those bodybuilders. And that's a very big risk-taker. And then, oh yeah, being open-minded to people. Whenever someone comes up and says something to you, you have to be open-minded, take what they're saying, and think of an appropriate response. How are you going to react to this? I mean, just think on your feet. You also have to be open-minded to the fact that even though you might not be okay with what you're doing, you have to be open-minded and think, okay, well, this is for theater. You have to think, all right, I have to do this because I want to portray, see how people react to this.
Having participated in invisible theater, has your own awareness of social issues changed? In what ways has this style of theater helped you take action?
Well, I never really was protesting in the LGBT parades, but I was okay with gay people, and this hasn't really changed my perspective or altered it at all. I'm glad that, I mean, it makes me feel better that nobody ever comes out and says anything crazy and like homophobic about them. So, I mean, maybe I'll go in an LGBT parade later and participate in them, I don't know. In terms of taking action, I feel like we really did our part showing that the people of the Malaco and Miraflores and Lima, Peru are okay with gay couples, and they're not going to say anything.
Okay, we're good.
That was it?
Yeah.